I'm going to tell you my opinions on every single controversial thing ever, from Gamersgate to Obama to the Israel-Palestinian conflict to abortion, and I'm kind of just going to run through them all really quickly and edit out the parts that don't make sense. The problem with the Israelis and the Palestinians is that you have these radical Jews. That's kind of what they're called in the Bible. I assume that's not a derogatory statement. They go into territory that isn't theirs, which isn't part of their country, which they don't have the deed for, and they decide to live on it. And then they piss off the people who live there. So then they start firing mortars into Israel, and then Israel, gives them a 5-minute warning, and then they bomb the location where the mortar was. But the problem was the mortar guy, he's already, left 4 minutes ago. The people who live there, they didn't have enough time to pack up all their shit, so they have to leave and have their house get bombed. You literally have these assholes who will, literally hide behind babies. And what does Israel do? Shoot anyway. Sure, they give them a 5-minute warning, but there's still the chance that they're going to blow up a house full of stuff. They're not going to get anyone because people have 5-minute warning. That's plenty of time to, freak out. That's more time than most people get when there's, a fire. But still, a person can just toss their mortar off the house and hop down the stairs or whatever, and boom, they're gone. You didn't hit them with a bomb. And then the problem with abortion is you never know if it's a baby, if it's alive, if it's anything. Is it a human? Is it a baby? Is it alive? Is it an organism? We don't know when that begins. We don't know when that ends. We cannot agree on when it begins or ends. So, yeah, just wear condoms, do birth control, don't have sex. All kinds of options, ladies and gentlemen. You can do all kinds of things to prevent having to get an abortion. Which is kind of a murky issue, just like blue Kool-Aid. Because, you can't exactly see through a big, huge vat of blue Kool-Aid. It's blue Kool-Aid. It's not, clear or anything. It's blue. And then on Obama, I've gotten tons and tons of information on him, but the problem is it's very hard to tell what exactly is the president's fault or what good things happen because of the president. There's a bunch of people that work for him. There's the entire executive branch. There's, the Department of Defense. There's the Department of Agriculture. There's all these different departments. Then there's Congress. Then there's the Supreme Court. Then there's all the voters. Then there's all the House of Representatives. There's all these people who make things happen, and you can never tell if Obama's connected to any of them. If something happens and it's Obama's fault, I have no way of knowing. Sure, you could say that the economy is affected by Obama, but you could also say that Obama is affected by the economy. Right now, the economy is doing great. Is it Obama's fault? I have no idea. Everyone keeps telling me it is, but 5 seconds earlier, you're telling me that he was killing the economy when it was dead. So, is Obama the person who kills the economy and then revives it and then kills it again? Or is the economy just doing its own thing, and Obama's just sitting there saying, hey, I'm just the president, I do, this many things, and people think I do this many things, and that's just how it is. And as for Gamersgate, well, there's this lady, I don't remember her name, she does a series of tropes for video games, and she's kind of Middle Eastern, so that kind of gives you an idea who I'm talking about. That person, tropes with video games. The problem with her is that she picks video games that are either from Japan, or they're old, or she crops the images, whatever it is she does, she tries to give examples of how women are not portrayed properly in video games, and she kind of fumbles around with the ball, or she trips on her own, high heels, or whatever it is she does. And that's not a terrible thing. It deserves criticism, but it doesn't deserve death threats, conspiracies, and the belief by quite many people on 4chan that she is Satan incarnate trying to kill video games. And because of those beliefs, I think she's just a person who fumbles around and I kind of understand what she's trying to say, but I don't really understand. I think she kind of missed her point. You know what I mean? She's like a person who's trying to make a project, but they're 14 hours sleep deprived, past when they're supposed to go to bed. So they make a couple mistakes here and there, and then the mistakes get worse and worse because they're so tired. That's what it seems like to me. However, I find it incredibly impossible to believe that she faked the 4,000 or 8,000 or even past that amount of people sending her hate mail. You can't fake that. Okay, what do I do? Do I spend every single day and night, sending myself hate mail? Or do I pay 1,000 people to send me hate mail? One, how do you know that one of them is not going to take a screenshot and prove that I'm paying them to do this? Do I have the money for that? Will they take the money I give them? It's kind of bullshit. It's so hard to fake something like that, especially the death threats and all these people trying to impersonate her and make it look like she's doing things that she's not. Like they're all over the place. Tumblr, YouTube. It's like there's like 6 fake hers for every her there is in the real world, and I don't think she can fake all that alone. I don't even think she and Obama could do it together. So, and that's the case, I guess she's clean, and I guess the people behind Gamersgate are kind of assholes. Because sure, they want the media to be free and all that things to happen, but every time they grasp at a straw, and I see them do this like 800 times, not 800 times exactly, it's more like 8 to 20, it's always proven wrong like literally a couple days later. Or even a couple minutes later in some cases. She didn't sleep with anyone, except for these 1 or 2 people, possibly, and they weren't even connected to her or in any positions of power of her, so it doesn't count. And then, oh, he's an ex-husband, or he's an ex-boyfriend, why should you believe anything he says? Those kinds of things. Basically, I'm just tired of people getting into huge fights over issues they don't know anything about. And I'm sick of people saying, oh, here's Hitler, here's Stalin, I'm going to side with Stalin, or I'm going to side with Hitler. How about you just side with neither one of them? Go US of A, baby!